Okay, so that's what we're gonna talk about today. Is we're gonna talk about what we need to measure in order to determine things like, well, in order to determine how exactly we're gonna do the hammer. So bore distance is one. Okay, so McKinley, talk about that.
So that's just the distance between the top of the hammer head down towards where the shank is drilled into. The distance between that. And the treble ones are the same in both sections, and the base can be different, or is different measurement. So just to double check all three sections.
Okay. So in grand hammers, which hammer is longer, the bass or the treble?
Treble.
In grand hammers?
Oh.
In grand hammers, it's the bass, right? And I think, and it's the same,
the one I'm currently
right?
doing.
Not the one that you're right. So, and then in upright pianos, it's the treble hammer that's longer, right? And it's for the same reason. It's because you have the overstrung bass, and on the upright you're hitting from this side, so it's a shorter one. And then on a grand, you're hitting from the other direction, so it's a longer hammer. Okay. Okay, they're numbered. That's happy. They aren't always numbered, which can be tricky. All right. So it looks like.
How many come in the set? 16,
So 30 bass hammers. And here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we have 28 bass strings, or bass notes. Okay, so yeah, that gives you a couple extra if you wanted to use a sacrificial hammer or two when you set your taper, right? So we're going to taper these, and the taper, remember, is to create clearance on the slanted, since you have a bore angle. Okay. This angle here, we're probably going to cut it in half. Ideally, we'd want the hammer to match the angle of the strings, but that's just simply not done. It's too much of an angle, and it causes problems. It causes clearance issues. So we'll probably just cut it in half, or we can maybe push it a little bit. So I brought this little protractor. So if we have, and we don't have to be totally exact. I'm just eyeballing it. That looks like it's straight up and down here, and there's the angle there. That gives us, it's about a 32 degree angle. Okay, so we have in the bass, we have 28 notes at a 32 degree angle. Okay, and here, looks like we start with about, so we're going to say, we could probably bore different angles. We'll change it maybe every two notes, and we're starting with, looks like an 8 degree angle. So we'll just say that note 29 and 30 are going to be at 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then here you can see this one is actually at an angle, but we're just going to go straight. Here we have a 32-degree angle, and so we're going to probably do like a 15, 16-degree angle there, right? So we have our bass, 28 of them, all of them 32 degrees, and then we have note 29 and 30, 31, 32. So this is 8, 8, 7, 7, 6. And this is, it's easier to write it down because you're going to kind of get lost. You're going to have lots of hammers sitting on your thing as you're boring, and which note am I on? And then you're going to look and oh yeah, I'm on note 35, and 35 is, oh yeah, it's a 4-degree angle. It's just a lot easier to do it that way. So 33, 34, 35. And then the rest of them from 45 up to 88 will be 0. All right, we're going to measure the bore distance, which the bore distance is the end here to the center of the shank. So we're going to measure the bore distance on both the bass and the treble. There's the bass. That is so nice to have it so well labeled like that. This is more obvious. You can see, you can definitely see that there's less than 90 degrees angle. You see that? It definitely, yeah, comes down slightly. See if I can measure it. Have that protractor. So I'm going to measure the bore distance. And remember, take into account that, that this has been worn away, right? So I'm going to add, I don't know, a little bit, maybe 1/8 of an inch or so to account for that felt, 100 years of wear. So put that at the center of the shank. So I'm going to call that 2 and 2 1/8 probably. Okay, so from this point, we're going to number them. We're going to renumber them according to our new plan, so that we don't have 91, and actually we have 92 because we have 2 30s, right? So we're going to renumber them discreetly with a pencil. We're going to do the pre-voicing. Oh, and then this is important. I always want you to draw a line all the way. Let's see if we can. The straight edge. Thank you. So after I'm jumping the gun a little bit. I guess I can do it in pen. you. So if we're going to go 2.5, we'll check that. Okay, why are we doing this?
So that our bores are all lined up.
Exactly. We're not going to rely on the jig. To keep them all in place. All right, that way, if the jig starts to wander, and it can, right, you can be sure, you can watch each of your drill and make sure that always use a brad point. All right, everybody know what a brad point bit is? It's in the middle of the drill bit, there's a point sticking out, as opposed to just coming down at an angle, and the cutting surface being at the point along that angle, right? There's the angle, that's the cutting surface, but then in the center, there's a point. Okay, that way you can be sure that you're getting that point right on the thing. And by the way, the laser, if you try to use the laser on the drill press, it's I don't like the laser either. Yeah, I think it does. I think it just needs to be calibrated.